early pod race poll. Who's winning? Pick percent
polls. I don't care about the polls. But they don't know anything about my background, these fucking idiots. I've seen the polls, 80% for Elis.
You told them to fuck off and call them kids within 25 minutes of this stream. The answer is 83% of people think that Mike is
Right, I'll take a bet on it then. If you're so confident Elis is going to win, put a shiny fiver in a bucket.
Shiny fiver?
I'll put a fiver in the bucket and I'll match your fiver, right?
In the bucket,
for everyone who puts one, I'll match it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Winner takes all. If you've been listening to this for 5 years and you haven't put your hand in your pocket once, I think you're I can't deny that. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for all the support over the last 5 years. If you listen to this and you don't pay the Patreon, now's a good time to start. Well, I'll have you know, and people... Right. Despite having no background...
like us, Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, but despite having no background in acting...
Yes.
I'm something of a mimic and something of an actor. What I like to do is I can picture... I think I've got a good eye for what looks funny and good and dramatic.
What are you bad at?
5 years! 5 years it's taking you to ask.
Nothing springs to mind.
What are your weaknesses?
No, genuinely.
Organisation.
Yeah. Yes. Agree.
Punctuality.
Hard agree. Given that this is live at 7 o'clock in the evening and at 6:59, you weren't there.
Patience. No.
You weren't even in shop.
A caveat is that I was here earlier.
You were here before.
I said, can I go and make myself a cup of coffee, please?
Yeah. But I assumed...
What time we started? 7 o'clock. I was here at 6:59.
I'll be there at 6:59 and 55 seconds. The old 5-second cushion. Served you well.
But I'm just saying, I think, because I consume a lot of comedy and drama, I think I've got a good eye for it. So I think it's like painting, it's like poetry. You can just do it.
We just put the question, what is Mike bad at, into the chat. The truth, diplomacy, bad at modesty, keeping his private life private. Good responses, guys.
They're all true. You've seen my photographs. I'm not a photographer, but I do take nice photographs.
I haven't seen. I've only seen photographs of yourself.
I've only ever seen selfies and photographs of your children on Facebook.
Well, I'll send you loads of. I'll send you loads of
in shot.
portraits I've done and landscapes. I did one today. I was down.
Are always in shot.
I was in there just as the sun came up this morning down the garden. Right. This is a nice looking shot.
Why?
A bit of reflection. No, because I was up at 5:30 to go train in preparation for the race. Thank you very much.
5:30?
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to burn out?
He's going to burn out during the stream if he was up at 5:30.
I got up at 5:30.
Yeah.
Right, went out and did some photographs in the garden. Had a cup of coffee.
Like a normal person.
No, because the sunrise was beautiful this morning. Do you want to waste it?
How did you know?
Because I woke up and I saw the sky was pink. How do you think I knew?
Right,
Okay.
I saw the sun come up. I thought, that's a nice sunrise. How did I know?
Okay.
Because I saw it.
Okay. But did you not just think...
I could just hear it.
I very rarely think, I'll take a photo of that. I always think, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And that's as far as my thought process goes.
And after I take some photographs, I had a nice cup of coffee.
Okay.
I went to the gym.
Still?
Trained. Came home. Had a protein shake.
Any running in your training?
No.
Yesterday, when I was mowing the lawn, I was running behind a mower.
Oh fuck! That's how he dies.
But only the uphill bit. I was running uphill behind a mower.
That's exactly how you're going to go.
Oh yeah, and it will mow gruesome. Over your groin.
How did Mike lose his? Well,
you'll to death after you mow your groin.
Mate, I'm not mowing in the nude. I
think mowers care about your trousers, mate. They're going through it.
No, are you mowing? Are you mowing in a suit of armour? you got chainmail pants on. Yeah, I take there's denim or chino fabric out there that's going to protect your penis from an.
I got Kevlar trousers on motorbike.
Got my blade-proof chinos on.
I have got abrasion-resistant jeans for the.
Not enough.
And then I came back home, and I had some lovely wholemeal toast with salmon and poached eggs.
Okay.
And then for lunch, I had a punnet of blackberries
Okay, that's good.
and a bowl of green beans.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing else.
That's good.
And so far, I've had nothing else yet today, but I'll have something else later. I think Kelly's doing a carbonara.
That's nice.
If this race
Falling off in me.
keeps you alive, we've both won. The three of
Do
us
we?
have won, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm feeling strong. I feel healthy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping better.
That's
So-
My skin's looking nice.
At what point in the last 5 years would you say was your... We'll go lowest ebb and highest
My
ebb?
lowest
What's
ebb.
Yeah. What was your... Like, you know,
I mean, that was
what was the highest bit and what was the
Dead
lowest
Sea,
bit?
relentlessly low for a long time.
Yes. It's at the low ebb.
My lowest ebb,
Yeah.
what, condition-wise,
Yeah.
the last episode of Mammoth, I was in horrendous shape.
Yeah.
Ag was pretty bad.
The stag wasn't as bad as the last episode of Mammoth. Oh,
Yeah. Not
because
great. Yeah, I've seen them both. Yeah.
I had, thanks for the sympathy, I had really bad back spasms all throughout filming.
Yeah.
Like all the top sprinters.
Well, yeah, the top sprinters weren't writing an award-worthy sitcom, were they? They were sprinting at the time. Physically, 3 years ago, coming out a lot, during lockdown. I tell you what, we never mentioned lockdown during the early days because we wanted not to depress people. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of reports coming out that people overweight were more likely to die. And I thought, oh,
Yeah.
God, I've got a young family. Just
Yeah.
get fit, you fat. So I get on the bike, because all the gyms were shut. And as we all know, I watched all of Kojak, The Professionals, and various box sets on there, right?
Again, as all the top, John Regis was doing that.
But I lost 5 stone, so I was in good nick then. So I think physically, 3 years ago, when the Facebook memories popped up from 3 years ago, Christ, I was in good shape there. And then worst would have been the last episode of Mammoth when my back had been bad for weeks.
Oof, yeah.
I was having to get up at I was getting picked up at 5:30, so I was getting up at 4:30 to try and stretch my back by walking around the garden, doing laps of the garden, because I was in agony with my back. And then I ruptured my calf on the last day of shooting because I was trying to throw a rabbit into a bin at the time.
It happens. A tale as old as time.
So that was my worst ebb, my lowest ebb.
Okay,
I
that's
couldn't sleep. I was getting panic attacks all the time. I was overweight.
yeah.
My back
You
was.
look bad as well.
I had
Oh,
one
yeah, it
calf.
looked awful.
I looked rough.
Yeah.
It was, it wasn't long after that I went to Elis's stag now, which he's taking as a litmus test for the race.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, see, because because obviously we all put on weight in middle age, everyone does.
Oh, yeah.
So at the stag, I expected
shame in
you
it.
to look like a really sporty person who'd put a little bit of weight on, which happens to everyone.
Yeah. Hello.
But you actually looked like...
There he goes.
I
I didn't know this was a roast of Mike Bubbins today. I thought we were just doing a live podcast. Come on, then, Don Rickles. What did I look like?
I don't know. Someone from a feature on Channel 5 News about cuts to social care funding.
Yeah. I've got to take a wall of change remote to get me onto the pitch.
The spokesman for Cardiff City Council said his people like Mike will suffer if Westminster don't row back on these cuts. And then obviously it's an interview with you.
See, another way of looking at that would be my friend Mike, my good friend who's been good to me, is in a terrible physical shape at the moment.
Yeah.
He's in agony.
Hasn't affected his confidence.
He's crazily overweight. He's literally risking death. But because he's a friend, he's playing the whole game of football on my stag night in a shirt that's quite frankly, comically too small for him. Unlike other friends of yours in much better shape than me, one who bottled out because he had piles, and one who had a bit of a bad knee.
Piles.
Yeah.
Is this true?
It is true. I would say...
Ed Gamble's in great nick. He didn't play.
Yeah.
Matt Crosby's in good nick. He didn't play.
Well, Matthew just...
Robbins has got a bad bum. He didn't play.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it's a
had an
really
operation
bad bum.
on his bum.
Yeah.
Who has had an operation on their... I've had an operation on my bum. I still play football.
When did you have an operation on your bum?
When I had my
Like
abscess.
4 days later, you were playing football. I don't believe you.
I would have.
You're a liar.
I was teaching PE.
Lying. Mike's lying.
It wasn't like it was a bloody copper, whatever they call it, the big football.
The copper thing. You know?
the big competition.
The big copper thing.
It was like walking football, mate. It wasn't like bloody
The Copa del Rey, you mean?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Another poll. So put a poll up on the
Like Bielsa.
chat while people are watching
sorry.
this. Early pod race poll. Who's winning? Pick percent.
these
You
polls. I don't
guys
care
can't
about the
see
polls.
this. These are patrons who are the only people allowed to look at this.
But they don't know anything about my background, these idiots. I've seen the polls,
They don't know
80%
anything
for
about-
Elis.
They've listened to your podcast, and I would say funded your podcast for the past
Well,
5 years.
I've made their life better.
Whenever
have
you,
made So
that's the
describe your,
trade-off.
whenever you discuss your background, you always bring how fast your mother was into it.
Because it's genetic, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, Dad was a quantity surveyor. That hasn't
Yeah,
been
I'm sure you'd be
passed
quite
down.
good at it, and you're quite good at numbers.
Mike is going to kick off. We know everything about your background.
My mum was a sprinter, yes. My sister was a sprinter also.
Yeah,
My mother's
To
my
Mike
mother's
talk about
mother
his
was a
background
sprinter.
non-stop
My
for 5
mother's
years. We've
uncle
had 5
was
years
a
of your
sprinter.
background.
yeah.
They're all sprinters.
But you know, there's like
We're basically like the bloody, the Lympha Christies of Barry.
Yeah,
really.
a
There's
dynasty.
generations of it.
The answer is 83% of people think that Mike is
Wish
not going
right.
to
I'll
win
take
the
it.
race.
Get bet on it then. I tell you what, all those kids think that on the day, right? Who's ever there?
You told them to
I will-
fuck off and call them dickheads within 25 minutes of this stream.
Right, here we go then.
The
Right,
people who
on the
fund
day,
your lifestyle.
yeah.
Give more.
do you know
On the
what-
day, this is right, and this is live. You can put this in the
I
bank,
know it's
right?
live.
On the day, if you're so
Yeah.
confident Alice is going to win, when
Yeah.
you turn up to watch it, and I'm not talking about a lot. I mean, you got to be there. You got to be there, right? Sure and willing.
Yeah.
Put a shiny fiver
Yeah.
in a bucket.
Shiny
I'll put
fiver.
I'll put a fiver in the bucket and I'll match
For
your
everyone who
fiver,
puts
right?
one in the bucket,
For everyone
you
who
put
puts
a
in,
fiver.
I'll match it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Winner takes all.
Well, how? Yeah, you'd have to.
If I win, I get it.
A proportion of which goes to charity.
A proportion of which does not
That.
go to charity.
I do enough for charity.
Do you know what though?
How does that work if I don't win, though?
Well,
If I
they
don't
get
win, you can
all
have
the
it all
money,
for
you lose
charity.
it.
There we go.
Well, no, they
There
get
we
the
go.
money. That's
was
how bets
talking-
work. You can't give theirs to charity and yours to Mike Bubbins.
Well, how can they get the money? Well, they're going to get a tenner each. All right, yeah, there we go. That
Yeah,
works.
That's literally how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Of
You've
course it
worked out bookies.
I was
Right,
talking
I've just
to someone-
invented betting.
I was.
Right,
I
put a
was
fiver in a bucket if you're so confident. And at the end of the race, if I win, I get everything in the bucket. And if you win, you get a tenner back.
That's literally how bookies work. People understand it. You're the only one who needs to explain it again.
Well,
I
that's
was,
it then.
I was talking to someone about Patreons the other day. Someone who wanted to set up a Patreon. They said, "How does it work with you then?" I said, "Well, believe it or not, me and Steff sort of take a back seat. Mike calls the listeners and cut.
No, these are the good people.
I know.
But they're only here because you called them that.
Yeah,
Well, put a fair one up.
it is a kind of marketing that's sort of not hasn't been invented before.
No.
Well, it's just honesty. I
Yeah.
genuinely think that if you be listening to it, for 5 years now, some of these dickheads,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
these ones.
No, but the people who will be listening to this. In
Yeah,
the
the
future.
ones who listen to the free bit now, right?
Hi,
If you've
guys.
been listening to
I
this
love
for
you.
5 years
Yes.
and you haven't put your hand in your pocket once, I think you're a dick. I
'Cause
can't
they're so-
deny that.
Because they're so long. A friend of mine called Rob, Rob Harris, listens, but his commute is very short. He listens
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
and he's
For
up
the
to
whole week.
June 2023.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some will say, the thing is, I'm not going to pay for it, mate, because they're really long anyway. Yeah, but that's not what you're paying for, is it? You're paying
I
to
don't
keep
know.
it going.
But why do you pay for this? If there are Patreons who want to reply in the chat, why do you pay for this?
Yeah. Why'd you pay for it? Thank you, by the way. I'd like to say, by the way, I've raised a toast to all our patrons and the rest of the
Yes.
listeners, the round dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't had a drink during the pod for a long time.
Oh, what have you got there?
This is pink
Is that
champagne.
sparkling rosé?
Pink champagne.
That's just gone up to 89% of people think you're going to. No, go on.
I got water in a Beavertown pint
There's
glass.
a little rehydration drink. which
Robert
looks
Plant's
like concentrate piss.
son, by all accounts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beavertown.
Yeah.
Well, it was. He sold a Heineken for a lot of money.
Good lad. We'd all do it.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for all the support over the last 5 years. If you listen to this and you don't pay the Patreon, now's a good time to start.